Hey Coach, I'm a UFC fan. A lot of times fighters you get kind of hit, but then kind of wake up and rally. Against Orlando, you kind of had to get hit in that first game. What happened in Milwaukee? Do you think your team is now focused, locked in, and ready for that fight now in Game 3?
Well, again, I think we've had, I would say probably 4 games, in these playoffs now. Game 1 against Milwaukee, a couple games in Philly, game 1 against Orlando, obviously game 2 in Milwaukee, and then a couple in Philly where, we just didn't fire on all cylinders very well. And it seems to be a lot of things when it's those nights. Now the rest of all the other games, when things were our intensity was good, our communication was good, our physicality was good, then we're pretty hard to beat, right? So we definitely need one of those tonight.
Put it down, coach back in the middle.
Nick, Dan went to the Los Angeles Sun. I'm curious as to the thought process when it comes to a lineup change. You guys have data and stuff that you've bet a certain way for months, and then you've seen 2 games in this series. How do you kind of that?
Well, yeah, I think, a little bit like the Philly series. You certainly like to go out there and do what you've done, right? I think you do things a certain way for the regular season. You kind of play a certain number of guys. You have your kind of rotations. And then you want to try to stick with that best you can. But then when you find out that some of that isn't matching up very well with whoever they're starting, whoever they're bringing in early, et cetera. Like again, go back to the Philly series. I went into that thing thinking Gasol and Serge could kind of trade off on Embiid. Well, we found out that wasn't working very good after about game 3, and we needed Serge to impact that series, and we needed him on the floor, but it wasn't against Embiid. So the same thing goes here. These guys start a super big lineup. It's like 7'1", 6'11", 6'11", 6'8", right? And we're not that big. So do we go big to try to match them so we can look them in the eyeballs a little bit, or do we go fast and quick so we can maybe get around them a little bit? That's the decisions and kind of the things you think about.
To Michael Grange back into your left position.
Nick, you may have just sort of answered my question, but what, Michael Grange from Sportsnet, what are you hoping to get out of whatever lineup change you make?
Well, again, I think a lot of it has to do with matchups, right? Can we get the right guys, favorably defensively? First of all, is what you usually think about, and then maybe can we create some advantages, offensively? Sometimes when you maybe play small against a guy that wants to patrol the paint, maybe you can get some drives or get them in transition, if you're faster and smaller, or maybe you got somebody on the perimeter that can make them pay for that. So I think there's a number of ways it could go. It could go really big for us, or it could go really small. So we'll see.
Tim at the back next to Dan.
Tim Bobbs from ESPN.
Who? Oh, hi Tim.
You mentioned yesterday, you talked a little bit about Brook Lopez's defense. You obviously seen him for a long time when he was with the Nets. And obviously he's been kind of the anchor of what's a really good defense there. Before wasn't necessarily known as a defensive guy. Beyond perhaps maybe staying in the paint longer than he should, what have you seen from him this year in Milwaukee that's made him so effective?
Well, I think Tim, one of the things that he gets credit for, and he should, is that his teams that he plays on are great defensive rebounding teams. He doesn't necessarily get us, he's not grabbing 16 of them himself, but there's something that he does. He must be blocking out 3 guys at once, or something like that he does. His teams are, automatically go from not very good to high level. And I think this team was near the bottom last year, and now they're near the top, right? I know they had a couple other additions as well. They've got some great size on the wing with Ilyasova, Mirotic, and they've got some great physicality even on their guys that aren't very big. So that's one thing. The defensive rebounding, they rarely give you many second opportunities, and that's huge in today's game. And obviously he's a good rim protector, meaning he'll block his share of shots. He'll change probably even more, right? And then I think I think he'll, guys will turn the corner and see him there and stop going sometimes too, or else kick out. So I think it's a threat of him just being there is what's caused a lot of people problems.
Eric. Yep, Dan problem.
Eric May, The Athletic. So often in Milwaukee this year we've talked about, moving Giannis around to different spots, so he's not always seen the full wall of defenders in front of him. Did you feel like from game 1 to game 2 you were able to do that a little bit more successfully for Kawhi, just moving him around the floor, getting him in different spots?
I mean, we're doing the same that you do with a lot of good players. You try to put them in just about every scenario, right? You're gonna have them handle, you're gonna have them set, you're gonna have them post, you're gonna have them play pick and roll, you're gonna have them come off pin downs. I mean, you use pretty much every. You set some small screens. You set the big small screens versus Lopez drop. So you end up using just about every combination you can. And then again, I think there's some scenarios too where you just try to clear a side of the floor, or even the middle of the floor, so they can't double team as easy. And if they do, it's you got to make them pay for that. But yeah, it's a wide variety for guys like that.
To Sierra, over the back on the right.
Sierra Sophie, Yahoo Sports. Giannis has been pretty good at defending you guys and help. Do you think that we might see him in situations where he might be guarding on ball a little bit more?
Hopefully a little bit. I think again, we've got to be more aggressive, right? I think we've limited our chances at him. I mean, obviously he's a great defender, shot blocker, and he's long, but it's not like he's impossible to score on, right? So we've got to take. I mean, even with Lopez, we got to take it in there with a little more physicality, courage. Did I say physicality yet? With some more physicality, put some bodies on those guys and try to take it through them and finish through the hits. We got to play our style, aggressive, and like Pascal has made a couple nice moves where he's gone in at Lopez and stopped and hit him and scored, and against Giannis as well. We just need him to do it more often. We need some of the other guys to do it as well.
Last call? We'll take one from Steven and then we're done.
Coach,
I see.
in short minutes, we've seen Norm Powell come up and provide some instant type offense.
Yep.
Has he earned a bit more shot in this third game?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been very good. I think what we've seen would lead us to believe he's going to probably get more minutes tonight. He's been good at both ends, good and again, I think it's just the type of game that it is and the type of player he is. He's fast, he's athletic, he's played aggressive. When the ball's swung around with him, he vaults up like he's going to make them. He's no hesitancy there, and he knocks them down. So yeah, I think you'll probably see a little bit more of him, and let's hope he can build on what he did.